Hello. Welcome to a little short video by moi. This particular video is all about keeping flexibility in the legs if you have some kind of injury. So say for example you hurt your wrist, or you've fallen over and damaged your elbow, which I know two people in my life at the moment who've had that exact problem, and they've been practicing yoga a long time and they don't want to lose the flexibility that they've built in the lower body. So this is just a little short about keeping that flexibility, and I will also be doing one about keeping strength in the lower body when you can't use your arms. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of improvise a little bit. So we'll start seated. Obviously there'll be no upper body stuff today. You might want a strap and a block just because it'll make it more comfortable. You could also use a blanket or a little cushion. So yeah, get yourself comfortable on your mat, and we'll start with bound angle pose. Now, probably already aware that this is an excellent pose for opening up the inner thighs, the hips and the lower back area. So this is a really good all-round lower body posture. So you can sit on the edge of something for this one, and I sometimes recommend that, especially if you've got quite a lot of tension in your hip area. This just gives you a little bit of a raised seat for your sit bones, and that'll allow your spine to move more freely and for you to feel hopefully a little bit more comfortable. So we'll bring the feet, we'll start off in bound angle pose, the traditional variation, which is the feet close to the hips, or this is the yang variation of the pose. So I just want you to hold on to your feet if you can reach them, and sit up as tall as you can. Again, if you're struggling to sit up tall, grab yourself a cushion or a pillow to sit on the edge of, and just for a moment focus on how the inside of the hips are feeling. Consider moving the weight around a little bit in your hips so you can feel maybe it coming forward and back a little bit. Notice how the sensations in the inside of the thighs change. Start practicing Ujjayi breathing, and bear in mind that you can hold any of these postures for a little bit longer if you feel like they're particularly beneficial for you, or you feel like it's really targeting an area of your body that's tight. Just pause the video and have a few extra minutes here. So as you breathe in, think about the breath coming in slowly, Ujjayi breath, slowly through the nose into the belly. And then as you exhale, consider the breath coming from the belly, that soft sound that releases from the back of the throat. And just start to come into your body, start to feel connected to your body. As you breathe in, imagine that like a little torchlight, your awareness and your attention comes within the body. And as you exhale, try to imagine that you're letting go of tension in the body. You're allowing your body to maybe just start to find the shape of the pose a little bit more, and you can start to release forward. Try 5 more breaths like this, practicing Ujjayi. So inhaling slowly, letting the breath come in lengthily. Is lengthily a word? I'm not sure, but yeah. You know what I mean. As the breath comes out, think of it coming out slowly, and maybe just gently draw the chin a little bit closer to the top of the chest to let the breath come out the back of the throat a little bit more finely. Imagine the thread of breath is thinner, a thinner flow. Imagine a river narrowing to become a stream. Start to notice what you feel in your lower back. So as your body starts to relax into the posture, is this affecting your lower back in any way? Is there any tension in your lower back? If you're really feeling it and you feel like you want to let your arms assist, you can actually hold the ankles and take the forearms onto the inside of the thighs. And then just kind of use the weight of the arms to add a little bit more stretch and release to the inside of the thighs. Now this posture is not only good for opening the inside of the hips, but it's also really good for helping you relax, for helping the nervous system to calm down. And in fact, this sequence is excellent just before bed. So you can feel that as you make space in the lower back, this frees up the connective tissues, things start to flow more freely. The lymphatic glands and nodes in your hips will start to allow things to move through them more freely as well, so the immune system is boosted. See if you can search for that sound on the exhale, and after 5 breaths here, take the fingertips to the right. Think about releasing the left side body, so from the left hip up into the shoulder. Take a breath in and draw the chest towards the right knee, and then exhale. Imagine the hips and the head go down. Notice if you feel more intense sensation in the left hip. One more breath here. Slowly breathing, slowly exhaling, letting go of all the stress that you're thinking about as well. So anything that's on your mind at the moment, try and let go of that, because that will come out straight away in your body, and especially through the hips and the lower spine. So try the side bend on the other side. Breathing in, lift the chest towards the left knee. Use the right fingertips now to help you walk your way over to the left. And as you breathe out, focus on the sensations between the hip bone and the shoulder, all the way up into the neck maybe. Don't forget to get the neck involved. Relax the neck. 2 more breaths on this side. Keep creeping the fingertips on the right hand a little bit further to the left. See if you can accentuate the sensation of stretching through the right side body. Nice and slowly, and then let's slide the feet a little bit further forward for a variation of this pose, long-legged butterfly, which is actually the yin variation, and this targets a little bit more through the spine. We're only going to do 5 breaths here. So now you've got more of a diamond shape through the legs. The feet are further forward, hips are further back. You can still sit on whatever it is you're sitting on. Breathe in, let the chest rise, inflate through the diaphragm, and as you breathe out, relax down, let the head come towards the feet. Now the head might not make it to the feet, but don't worry about that. That's not the purpose of the pose. The purpose of the pose is to release through the entire length of your spine. So I want you to imagine that you're stretching your back now. You might be able to feel this more in the back of the hips. Take another 3 breaths, relaxing the head down. As you breathe, visualize the breath coming in through the back body now, and as you exhale, try and spread out the body across the floor a little more. Imagine you're taking up a little bit more space on the mat. Imagine that space where the neck meets the rest of the spine, so the base of the neck. Then as you imagine that space, try to melt tension away from the back of the shoulders, the base of the neck. When you're ready, use your fingertips to roll you up nice and slowly. And then bring your knees together. Just take the feet a little bit apart. And you can just swing the knees side to side just to release tension through the glutes. And just sort of reset the legs almost. You want to imagine that after a pose, you're just kind of resetting, letting the connective tissue open up and relax and feeling a bit looser and softer in the lower back. So let's do a posture now for the backs of the legs. So we'll take the right leg out straight. This is called head to knee pose, really great pose. If you found it beneficial to be sitting on the blanket or the cushion, then you can still do that in this pose as well. So if you still feel a bit restricted in the back body and tight in the hips, sit on a little bit of a raised level. Now think about getting your hips to be square to the front of the, whatever you're looking at, there's the front of the mat. Both hip bones point forward. So you want a bit of a sort of an L shape through right leg and the left leg. Look at the right big toe and then try pressing the ball of the big toe forward. So that's the base of the big toe, the mound of the big toe. Think about pressing that forward and drawing the outer leg back. You can always soften the knee a little bit. You can even put something underneath the knee if it's a bit painful. And then rather than shuffling your hips back, just think about sitting up tall and just noticing where you feel the restriction as you sit up tall. Now, depending on what's happening with your arms, you can interlace your fingers, stretch your arms up, or if you've got issues with your arms at the moment, just think about lifting the elbows. Think about stretching the side body as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, relax the arms down by the sides of the leg. Now, think again about squaring the hips, the chest, the shoulders towards the right toes, and at the same time, try squaring the foot towards you, if that makes sense. So you're drawing the pinky toe side of the foot back and the ball of the big toe forward. Now, as you breathe in, draw the chest towards the toes, and as you exhale, think about relaxing down as much as feels comfortable, but you want to feel the stretch. It wants to feel like a good stretch, but it wants to also feel like you're not going to snap your leg off. Remember that. You should always be able to smile and have a little breathe while you're practicing. And so as you breathe in, consider drawing the crown of the head now towards the toes, and as you exhale, just relax down. Now you want to stay a little bit active in the right leg, so maybe even squeeze the quadricep just slightly. If the foot starts to go numb, I would back off a little bit. Now come up slightly. I often get this because I get a lot of tension in my legs. And so if I feel that my foot starts to tingle, just come up a little bit higher. There's no point pushing, because eventually, if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, especially with forward bends, something will give, and it could be a micro tear in the connective tissues of the leg, or it could be pressing on a nerve or lower back, compromising the lower back. So just be patient with your body. And as you breathe, think about using the breath to help you relax, to connect with your body a little more. Try one more breath here and try and relax the body weight down. Remember, you can always pause the video and take a bit longer here as well. To release some tension through the spine, just walk your fingertips closer to your hips again. Lift your chest up. Take the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Keep the toes of the right foot pointing up. The right hand goes a little bit further behind you. And then as you lift on the inhale, think about the ribs moving away from the hips. On the exhale, gently rotate. Work a little bit of a twist through the middle of your spine. Look over the right shoulder. Now come back to face the front. Take the right hand to the inside of the right leg and push the back of the hand into the floor so the palm faces up. Open up on the breath in, so it feels like you're really sort of stretching and twisting in the opposite direction. And then start to slide down towards the right foot. Imagine you're trying to keep the fingertips reaching for the right toes, and the same with the toes, they're reaching for the fingertips. But you want to keep your shoulders in line. So keep the left arm up in line with the left ear, and as you breathe out, just melt the left side body. Relax the right shoulder, relax the neck, and work space through the back of the spine. So this is a brilliant stretch for the QL muscles in the middle back. It's a really good stretch for opening up through the obliques and the side waist muscles. And then keep working the toes towards the fingers so it feels like you're still making space in the back of the right leg. Let's try one more breath here. Press down into the back of the right hand to let energy open the chest. And then use your left arm to come up. Oh, it's just absolutely one of my favorites. And then let's switch sides. Oh, it feels so good to make room in your spine. Let's see what the other side has to offer. I keep getting bits of deodorant on my black clothes. Flaky deodorant. Very humid here today, so I apologise for any sweat tashes that appear. Now don't forget, you don't need this huge wide gap between the foot, the right foot and the left foot. You can just close that up a little bit and have it so that the knee is again making the L shape and the hip bones are kind of level, pointing towards the left toes. And then try to square your whole body towards the left toes, so you're looking at the left toes. And then again, try and square the toes of the left foot towards your chest, so the pinky toe side of the foot comes in and the mound of the big toe presses away. Always add a little knee bend if you need to, but if you can straighten the leg, go for it. Just don't go down so far. We can often develop more flexibility by keeping the legs straight and just not going so deep into the posture. So forget what it looks like. If you're feeling okay and you can lift your arms up, you can interlace the fingers and stretch up, or just lift the elbows, hold the elbows, whatever feels good. Just want you to stretch your waist basically. So as you breathe in, use the arms to lift the ribs, rotate the belly button towards the middle of the left leg, and then come down slowly. You don't need to shuffle your bum back, you don't need to adjust the hip bones, just think about the entire back line of the body. So all the way through the foot, calf, back of the knee, hamstring, glutes, into the lower back, and then finally through the entire spine. And then just let the hands come to the floor. Don't panic about reaching the foot. We often kind of come into this pose and start thinking that we need to kind of dive bomb the foot, and that the point of the pose is to get as flat as possible reaching the foot. It isn't. The point is to release tension in the back body and the back line of the spine and calm the nervous system and relax. So you're not going to be relaxed if you're worrying too much about what the pose looks like. So really let go of any expectations you have of your body and just focus on creating space. Don't forget that means creating space mentally. So as you breathe in, draw the crown of the head to the toes and draw your awareness into your body. And as you breathe out, maybe even hollow the belly a little bit. Come a little bit deeper into your forward bend, relaxing the arms. Try to relax a little bit so the weight of your body can come down a bit. So, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? What do I mean by that? So imagine using gravity to help you stretch, basically. If your muscles are too tight and tense and you're lifting yourself away from the ground, you're not going to get the deeper stretch. So just relax, let go. Again, if your foot starts to go numb, and I'm getting some tingly sensations now, so I'm going to come up a little bit higher. Breathe in, let the crown of the head go towards the toes. Exhale, relax down. Let's try one more breath in this pose. As you exhale, think about gently engaging Mula Bandha. Now, Mula Bandha is the energy at the root of the spine, and that helps us to feel grounded, relaxed, and supports the back of the spine. Visitor. Now, let's try the twist. Walk your fingertips closer to your hips, and then walk the left fingertips a little bit further back. The right hand goes to the outside of the left leg, and you're going to keep engaging the toes of the left foot, so the toes point up. Now breathe in, sit up tall, and come up as high as you need. Breathe out, rotate from the belly button. Create space in the right waist. Think about letting go of tension in your spine. Now come back to face the front. The left hand to the inside of the left leg. Back of the hand presses down, or the forearm if you can get down there. And then as you breathe in, let the rebound of energy from the left hand come up through the right hand. Reverse the twist, so open twist now. Feel it all the way through your right waist. And then exhale, make a break for the left toes. And relax the neck now as well. Try and let the neck relax as much as you can in every posture. Breathe into the right side body. Create space into the intercostal muscles. Enjoy the pose. Make sure you're adjusting it so you enjoy it. Keep the breath flowing into the right side body. And don't forget to keep the left foot active. Reach the fingers to the toes and toes to the fingers, but without compromising this lift of the top arm. If your neck is really painful, you can even hold the head while you do this pose. Let's try one more breath here. Again, you're letting gravity do the work for you here, so just relax into the posture. On the exhale, draw the belly in, relax a little deeper. And then take your time to come up nice and slowly. Oh, feels so nice. Now let's bring the feet back in. Let's do that little windscreen wiper again. So the feet in line with the hips, just let the knees swing, massage the glutes. Oh, yeah. It feels good in the morning as well, actually. If you've got quite tight legs, you could do a little sun salutation or two, and then the sequence will just make you feel so much more chilled for the rest of the day. So take the legs nice and long. Now this one, you can use a strap here, and you can also, as before, sit on the edge of a block or a cushion or whatever you've got handy. Now this strap is just going to give you a connection to the feet that you might not be able to reach with your hands, or that reaching with the hands will make the posture too intense. So you can loop the strap around your feet, have your feet a little bit apart. In the same way that we did in head to knee pose, just think about keeping the hips square and engaging the ball of the big toe forward and the outer foot back. So keep that in your mind. Inner leg goes forward, inner foot goes forward, outer leg, outer foot goes back. So breathe in and draw the chest towards the toes again. Now hollow the belly. Think about using your belly, and it's always good to move from your stomach no matter what you're doing. It gives you some support, supports your back. If you're one of these people that got quite a lot of tension in the lower back, I just want you to take it really easy here and don't pull. Pulling on the lower back, if it's tight, is just going to cause injury. So breathing in, thinking about just inflating the ribs, the side and the back of the ribs now. And as you snuggle into the right place for you to stay, just stop and let the head drop down. Again, it might be good to keep the legs straight and just come up a little higher so you get a little bit more flexibility. Think about maneuvering your awareness through the different areas of the body. So the feet, legs, through into the hips, notice what the lower back is saying. And let's take 5 breaths here. Remember, you can extend these 5 breaths. If it's before bed and you want to stay longer, do. As you breathe, think about extremely light on the breath in. So think about the back body's really opening. There's a lightness to the inhale. And the exhale, think of a sort of heaviness. Try not to channel the different energies of the inhale and the exhale. The inhale makes the back body expand. And the exhale makes the front body engage just a little bit. You could even squeeze your quadriceps, the front of your thighs, to make more space. But again, if you start to feel that tingling in the feet, or indeed anywhere, just back off slightly. You can relax now for a few breaths. You might find that you can snuggle deeper into it. You might even find that you can reach your feet. And then just think about holding the feet in a nice way. You could even massage the feet. If you've got any tension in the front of the ankle, you can kind of rub that out. Give your feet a little bit of love. Let's try 2 more breaths here. Ujjayi breath, see if you can hear it. When you're ready, you roll up slowly. Now if you're able to release this, you can slide the feet in and you can do the windscreen wipers again. But if you haven't got any injuries in your arms, then you can do a reverse tabletop or a reverse plank just to kind of reset. However, if you can't do that because of whatever injuries in your arms, then you can make your way to seated however you would do normally, and up to standing, sorry. And then you can just do a standing back bend, so have your feet a little bit apart, maybe just use your hands to engage the lower back forward, squeeze the glutes, the hamstrings, push into the feet, and just reset those poses. Just so it should feel quite nice. So this is only a really mini sequence, and there's lots of things we can do basically to keep our flexibility if we've had an injury. So I really would love you to give me feedback, tell me areas that you're struggling with flexibility-wise, things you would like to work on, and I will do another one of these videos that will help us to keep strength when we have an injury, and also flexibility in different areas. So please give me feedback, drop me a little message at the bottom, a comment at the bottom, and don't forget to visit the website www.notyouraverage.yoga.com where there's more than just yoga, to be honest. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending a huge hug to you, and have a great rest of your day.